I'm here with reigning world champion Seth Manfield. It's great to have you here, Seth. I know you're looking to run it back again after last year, and you really have an interesting weapon of choice in standard. 3-0 so far, so far so good. But it's completely out of left field for most of the other competitors. Bant Spirits. Tell me why you decided to play this deck.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely didn't expect anyone else to play it. It is completely out of left field. My Pro Tour team, East West Bowl, we were testing a Bant Spirits list, and then I put it on the shelf, and then I picked it up Wednesday morning. I just had a few hours to get reps in with it. Didn't really sleep. Jammed a few games, and I was like, you know what? I don't really like a lot of the other decks. A lot of the other decks, everyone knows about them, and I wanted to be coming with something different for this tournament. So yeah, I'm happy with my deck choice.
All right, so let's dig right into the deck. And since it's a Bant Spirits, I expected a lot of spirits, and here we have this looks like the core of your deck, right? So tell me a little bit about the spirits that we see here.
Sure. There's only one drop in the deck. The Wanderer is great. Not only does it become bigger, but it can counter your opponent's stuff, disrupt them a little bit. And this deck is all about having various ways of disrupting your opponent. Rattle chains, again, hexproof. So there's so many removal spells in this format that you can play it and give your guy hexproof, or you can make some of your other guys have flash and do some tricks with that. And then the Heralds, actually do like this card. It's good in the Bant mirrors. It taps all their stuff down and allows you to win the race. So
yeah, it's probably one of the most unexpected cards in such a deck because it's usually seen like a pretty good limited card. It's showing up as a 4-of in your deck, which surprised a lot of people.
Yeah, there was games where I just went collecting company, get 2 Heralds, tap your 4 guys, kill you. Like, you know, it's
all right,
pretty nice.
We'll get to some of the other cards. Let's head on down to some more creatures here on the next slide. Right, so more spirits here on the right. So 4 selfless spirits. I think that's pretty self-explanatory, protecting yourself against a lot of other stuff. Probably a combo with Archangel Avacyn that we're going to see later. Just 1 of Anafenza, and I'm not surprised you're running 4 Spellquellers. Probably the best spirit in the deck.
Yeah, obviously everyone knows about Spellqueller, so of course it's coming into this deck for sure.
Yeah, so these are all spirits so far, but you've included 4 Reflector Mages, which are not spirits. Tell me a little bit why.
Well, every Bant Company deck basically plays Reflector Mage because you really want a creature that will disrupt your opponent. It may not be as good in something like a Bant Humans Collected Company deck, but for Reflector Mage it's just great. It can keep your opponent from doing what they want to do. So it's fine to have one non-spirit in the deck, I think.
Yeah. All right, sweet. So let's keep on going down. All right, so these are what I would call the slide with the tricky stuff. So it looks like all the cards are blue-white except Collected Company. So you're only playing green for Collected Company.
Yeah, the mana is a little wonky, but Collected Company is such a powerful card that it's completely worth the splash. And then you only get, in any Collected Company deck, you only get so many other slots to work with. I wanted to have counter magic for this tournament so that I could be able to stop cards like Liliana or Ishkana, stuff like that. So I have counter spells, and then, like you said, the Avacyn goes with the Selfless Spirits pretty nicely.
Yeah, but overall, I think one of the big advantages of this deck, something that you can maybe talk a little, that you play a lot at instant speed. So not just these cards, but you know your Rattle Chains is flash, a lot of the other cards are flash. So how is it playing this deck, especially considering what your opponent might be, you know, questioning? Like, what does he have? Is it an advantage?
It's pretty fun because you get to hold up all your mana, and your opponent just is left guessing what you have. So they might be playing around one thing, but you have something else, and then so I like it for that reason as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So let's have a quick look at the wonky mana base that you mentioned there. 4 Canopy Vista, 4 Port Town, 4 Yavimaya Coast. People are put off by these aggressive decks because of the mana. And I know a lot of people, the original deck was Blue-White Spirits. And I know some people already dislike the deck because even for a 2-color deck, the mana wasn't great. So how are you making it work?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you don't curve out. You have to take a turn off to find your land with an Evolving Wilds, or one of your lands comes into play tapped. But you actually have a pretty powerful engine with Collected Company and counter magic that even if you don't have your super good draw, you can still grind the game out.
All right, sweet. So let's look at the rest of the lands there. Yep, so Pharaoh Miles and some other basics. No, that's it for the deck here. Seth, just tell me if quickly, why do you think this deck would be a good choice for this tournament after seeing what the other players are running?
Sure. I mean, I'm 4-0 against 4-0 in games, I should say, against Bant Company, the premier deck of the format. And I tested against, the Black-Green Delirium decks. I do not think that Liliana is game over for this deck. So people said, you know what, Bant Spirits is unplayable. You're just going to play Liliana. They're going to eat your guy. But there's a lot more to it than that. So.
Yeah, and also there's recently been a downturn in Liliana's anyway, so this might favor this deck even more. So if you're at your local game store, you might as well check this deck out. It feels really cool, and you get to play everything at instant speed, which is quite nice though. So Seth Manfield, world champion, looking to run it back, and I'll head it back over to the tournament.